Welcome to the Nclex exam application tutorial. In this video, we will learn the steps to submitting a successful Nclex application to the New Mexico Board of Nursing. Let's begin. You may receive a document from your academic advising office or college with a direct link to the website we are about to access. But for this tutorial, I will show you how to find the application from the beginning. I'm currently using Microsoft Edge as my browser, but Google Chrome will also work just fine. These are the recommended browsers to use for the application according to the New Mexico Board of Nursing. Mobile devices are not supported, so be sure you are on a computer while doing this application. We'll start off with a simple Google search to the New Mexico Board of Nursing, or NMBON for short. You'll want to select the link titled nmbon.sks.com. From here, select Read More on Applications, Forms, and Grants. You should see a pathway to Home, Applications, and Applications, Forms, and Grants. Select Applications to take you one page back. You will now see a list of all possible examinations that the New Mexico Board of Nursing offers. The exam that you will want to select is the RN-LPN Initial Exam located at the very top of the list. Once you have clicked on the correct exam, you will see the eligibility requirements for your initial exam. Please be sure to carefully read this page before moving on to the next step. All nursing students educated in the state of New Mexico should review the steps underneath the Domestic Educated Nurses section. Please note that Step 1 addresses the affidavit of graduation as being part of the application process. This is the step that I will primarily cover in this video. Please be sure to thoroughly read all steps to understand the requirements needed for your criminal background check, as well as your access to Pearson VUE, as these steps will not be covered in this video. Once you have completed steps 1 through 3, you are ready to begin your application. Select the examination application hyperlink to open the application portal. If you do not have an account set up on the nurse portal, please pause this video and create an account before moving on to the next step. Please be sure to use a personal email for this account. Do not use a school-affiliated email address, as you will lose access to that email. If you already have an account, log in using your credentials. This is what your nurse portal looks like. On the left-hand side, you will see your personal information displayed. Below, you will see your message center. If there are any important notifications pertaining to your application, those notifications will appear in this area. To begin, you'll want to click on Apply for Licensure, which is located on the top right-hand corner of the first box. You'll want to select the option that says RN-LPN U.S. Educated Application. Then select RN from the drop-down menu. Please pause the video again if you need to read the initial examination information before moving on. Once you are ready to begin, click the blue Next button to continue. There are 3 notable places on this application: the upper tabs, which will show you your progress in the entire application process, the left-hand tabs, which will show you each category of information that will be required for your application, and the content of each section. At every step of the way in this application, you should double-check your information before moving on to the next section. You'll begin with the license application type. Please ensure that it is the correct application listed. Underneath this information, you will be asked to report your veteran or active military status. Select the option that pertains to you. Once that is complete, click the blue Save and Continue button. The next section is for your demographic and contact information. Please ensure that your information is correct. The New Mexico Board of Nursing will not issue refunds for applications that are filled out incorrectly. Your application could also be delayed if your personal information is incorrect, so it is a good idea to double and triple check all information. Moving on to the next step, this is the portion where I will cover the affidavit of graduation. As you can recall from earlier in the video, the affidavit of graduation is a part of the application process, and the education history section is where it will be done. You'll want to start by entering your non-nursing education. Once that is complete, you'll want to move on to the nursing education section. Enter the information that corresponds with the nursing program you have completed or are going to complete. If you are an undergraduate student completing a BSN, your program type will be RN. In the program name, you will see a drop-down menu with each New Mexico nursing program listed. It is important to select the correct program that you are in, since your specific program is linked with a code that will automatically trigger the affidavit of graduation for you. This code will let the New Mexico Board of Nursing know where you are graduating from, and they can send over that affidavit of graduation to the correct college as soon as possible. After this, you will enter in your education status and the appropriate dates that correspond to your start and end dates. From here, the rest of the application is pretty straightforward. You'll want to answer the questions according to what matches with your information or current status, regarding Nclex information, your employment history, answering eligibility questions for the exam, and lastly, some questions regarding your time in the workforce. You'll finally be given an overview of all your answers within the application. It is important that you make sure the information is correct. Once you have reviewed your application, you will be directed to the Fee Payment tab to complete your order for the Nclex exam. These are a few important takeaways and tips regarding the Nclex application. Do not use a school-affiliated email. Use a personal email and check it often. The affidavit of graduation is part of the application process and is done on the education history section. There isn't a separate form to fill out in order to do an affidavit of graduation. Typically, you will not receive direct confirmation from your college or academic advising office once your affidavit of graduation is approved, but once it is approved, that information should reflect on your application portal. Your official transcripts will not immediately reflect that you graduated. It could take up to 4 to 6 weeks for your official transcripts to be updated with this information. If you elect to send the New Mexico Board of Nursing your official transcripts, you should check your unofficial transcripts to review your degree award. The assumption is that if your unofficial transcripts say degree awarded, then your official transcripts will reflect the same information. Your college and/or academic advising office is unauthorized to request your official transcripts to be sent to the New Mexico Board of Nursing on your behalf. It will not do so in compliance with FERPA. If you are required to send your official transcripts for any reason, you are responsible for obtaining them and sending them to the New Mexico Board of Nursing accordingly. All applications are singular and unique. While it is common for graduating nursing students to have jobs secured before licensing, having employment secured after graduation will not push your application ahead of someone else's. Additionally, submitting your application at the same time as someone else will not always guarantee that you receive your authorization to test, or ATT, at the same time. There is a myriad of reasons why your application could be under further review, which is why you are encouraged to remain patient, check the status of your application often, and reach out to the appropriate contacts if you have any questions about your application. Your affidavit of graduation will typically be reviewed individually and in the order that it is received by your college as well as the New Mexico Board of Nursing. And lastly, make sure your information is correct. The New Mexico Board of Nursing will not issue refunds for applications that have errors. Thanks for watching. I hope this video helps you in your path becoming a registered nurse. We wish you the best of luck.